The rich gets richer because the poor thinks every opportunity is a scam.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Higher Take. Again, this is my colleague Maher Jordi. I'm Walid Antabli. How are you doing, Maher?
All good. How are you doing?
I'm very excited. I'm super excited because we have an amazing guest.
Yes.
A guest that I myself was so inspired by. He really inspired me to take new initiatives in my life, and I discovered a whole new world of entrepreneurship because this person that we have here with us, and I'm very happy to have him, and his name is the infamous Wolf of Bey, Jad Fakhani.
Thank you so much.
Jad, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you so much.
It's really a pleasure. I'm sure all our audience is very excited to hear this episode. But before we get into it, guys, I would please like you to hit the subscribe button and click the like button. With no further ado, I'm going to leave the floor to you. Introduce who is Jad Fakhani, who is Wolf of Bey.
Thank you so much, man. And thank you so much, guys, for having me. Thank you so much. I look forward for this episode and all your other episodes. So to start off, who's Jad Fakhani? Jad Fakhani is 26 years old from Beirut, Lebanon. I'm a random guy, but the only thing that differentiates me and other people from like most of the other people is that we don't want to live a normal, boring life. The meaning of boring and fun and this, it differs from one person to another.
100%, yeah.
Exactly. But the thing is that we didn't want anyone else or society to shape our future. And that's where curiosity started. Curiosity for like, I don't want to take a job. I don't want to
like the normal path.
Exactly.
The system. 100%.
Exactly. And I'd give credits to curiosity. So yeah, so everything I do, it branches out from curiosity. And that's where everything started. We're going to talk about them during this episode. But yes, 26 years old, and entrepreneur, proudly from Lebanon, Beirut. And here I am with you.
That's great, Jad. As Walid mentioned, like your infamous name is Wolf of Bey. Can you please elaborate more on how did it come into fruition? And شو اللي خليك تنقي اسمك Wolf of Bey على Instagram mainly or on your other platforms as well. فيك تقول انه ليه انت نقيت هالاسم؟
Of course. هلا اكيد all credits go to Jordan Belfort, who's known as the Wolf of Wall Street, 100%. So اكيد it got inspired from there, of course. I love this movie. It's actually my favorite movie. I'm not a very big fan of movies, but if there's one movie that I've watched maybe more than 20-30 times, it's The Wolf of Wall Street. So exactly, it's just an amazing movie which inspired a lot of people. A lot of people like go against it. A lot of people call him a scammer. I love this movie. I love him as a guy. I love what he preaches. So the name was inspired from there. There's not more into that. It was mainly inspired from The Wolf of Wall Street.
What was the main thing in Wolf of Wall Street? Like, was it his wealth, like what he achieved from being poor to being super rich, or the way he used to work with his employees, how he motivated them,
exactly.
The famous song,
100%.
And how he built their mentality. You want to get out of poorness, you want to make money, go make the call.
100%.
Go make your money. What exactly is the most important thing you think?
Even the freedom that he got.
Mm-hmm. I love this style in entrepreneurship. You can see hundreds of pages that preach entrepreneurship and try to teach you stuff here and there. Each one has a different style. So there's a lot of people who are calm. There's a lot of people who are practical. A lot of people who love to teach you theory or show you stats. And there's a lot of people like Jordan Belfort who are loud, who you can really see a wolf in them, in which they would let you be more curious to what they're saying. It's people who would catch your attention from the very first word they say. And number two, what I love about him, which I believe I'm here because of it, is risk-taking. And we can see a lot of risk-taking in this movie. 100%. And I think my life in the past 6 or 7 years have been built on risk. A lot of times it succeeds, a lot of time it fails. But I kind of related to this movie a lot.
Something that you touched, curiosity, a very important point. And I think in life you need to be curious. You need to think of, what if I take this step, what could happen there? What if I follow this path? Which brings me to, how did you reach here?
Amazing.
So I know you were in university, you stopped it at some point. Was it your choice to stop it, or did you want to continue, or did you just want to leave and follow entrepreneurship? When did you find this love for entrepreneurship? How did it happen?
When did you flip the switch, Jad?
Exactly. Okay, amazing question. I've been on a lot of podcasts before, and I've talked a lot about, in details, about maybe my whole life story, at least when I was 18 up until now. But there's a lot of things that I haven't mentioned yet, which brings me back to your question, where did entrepreneurship start? And I believe in something. It's a theory that entrepreneurship is built in you. I believe that entrepreneurs are born entrepreneurs. But the fikra is that I believe that entrepreneurs are born with a small seed called entrepreneurship. So imagine a baby with a small seed called entrepreneurship. He or she either grows it, or it stays a seed, and they let it grow. But I believe that there's a lot of people who aren't born entrepreneurs, and as much as they try, it's not going to happen. And I'm not saying that entrepreneurship is the right route. Not at all. There's a lot of people, including close family members and my brother, who are very successful in what they do, and they've preferred another route here in what I do.
Exactly.
So it all started actually, and to prove that why I see my theory is correct, you're born with it. I have videos على الكاسات من زمان when I was 6 or 5 years old. عندنا بالبيت in my room, I'm like a little baby, and I have toys, action figures and things like that, and I used to wrap them in a scotch tape, and I used to bring an A4 paper and write buy 2 and get 1 for free. And I used to create a small virtual store inside my room, and every time my dad or my brother or my mother passed, I start shouting, hey, check it out, we have great offers, come. So especially sales. So and of course sales is one type of entrepreneurship or career in which I loved since I was young. And then 100%. At the age of almost 12, I used to do FIFA tournaments. A lot of people know it. In a place it's a place, it closed. I don't know if you know it. It's called Couch Potato. Yes, بالحمرة.
You're familiar with it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I used to go there.
Amazing. I used to do all of the tournaments there. I was just 12. I used to make some good money. I used to sell jerseys من المحل اللي حده. I used to get shawarma من المحل اللي حده بيهم. So sales, especially,
naturally growing within you.
Exactly. It was there up until I became 18 years old. بعد مخلص مدرسة, I finished school, and I had to go على الجامعة. I got accepted at LU. I paid the first deposit, and then قبل ما we started, I got a call from my parents that we have to sit, and then I knew, أكيد, a long story short, is that my dad is going bankrupt. We have to close our family businesses. We have to sell our houses, we have to sell our cars, etc. etc. It sounds easy, but it wasn't.
It does not sound easy at all, believe me.
And plus with a huge amount of debt. So why I skipped uni, I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of it من الأول, but to a certain extent I wanted to go there. It's not more of a security, it was more of a little bit for my parents, a little bit for it's what I have to do.
But exactly, it's the system that we're embedded in.
Exactly. But honestly speaking, I couldn't afford it. I still remember the day where me and my mom, unfortunately, that was one of the worst days of my life. When I remember that my mom was crying bil financial aid department bil LU, I still remember this day. Asking them for a financial aid, and they said no. For absolutely no reason. They had their own theory. It's funny that 4 years later, I was invited as a speaker 4 times to LU. That I'm not against them, abadan. But I do,
it's ironic.
Exactly, it is ironic.
It's a very funny storyline.
100%. To feel a lot of people that might not be able to be strong enough to take another route and make it happen. So for LU or for Alf Jama here, really understand what students are passing through, because they thought I was lying because my family name is attached to a family business which we used to own, etc., etc. So they just made assumptions that we're still rich. But no, it wasn't the case. So if I didn't have the urge to go the other way because it was born with me and that's what I wanted, I would have stayed without education and without a plan B. So
صراحة it's a very inspirational story and I give you full props for it and عن جد برافو يعني انه not anyone can come out of this situation.
100%.
Many people would face such a huge problem in their lives because like it's a big problem. You're
100%.
corrupt and يعطيهم ألف عافية. And I know it's something that was difficult for them as well.
Of course it was.
But you went through it, you pushed through, and you were able to reach where you are today. So عن جد برافو for
Thank you
that
so much.
يعني.
Thank you so much.
And you were able, I think عن جد I think قد ما كان عندك أنت inspiration والهام من جواتك قدرت تلهم العالم كلها.
It's very funny.
And that's where Wolf of Bey started.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you said something very interesting. And we're all born with like a seed of entrepreneurship.
I do believe that.
But my question for you, Jad, is how do you nurture the seed?
Of course. It goes back to curiosity. You have to be curious. You have to ask. You have to constantly ask. You have to go outside a comfort zone. If you're in your comfort zone, if you're just doing what society wants you to do, I don't think you'll make the seed grow. So curiosity, risk-taking, and trying to pursue what you really, or how you really imagine your life. So if I don't want to have a boring life, it's what I was saying in my introduction, that I just don't want to live a normal life. I don't want to have a job and get a family and then eventually die. So if I wanted this, I wanted to ask questions. I wanted to look around. I wanted to open the internet. And I still remember, وأكيد هلا I get into it, that I يعني هلا أكتر شيء I'm known بلبنان for e-commerce because I have my own e-commerce brands. I have my e-commerce courses, etc., etc. I still remember the day where I opened my laptop and went to Google and wrote, what is e-commerce? How do you open an e-commerce store? How to start e-commerce? 5 ideas. So I still remember that I used to pass through those days. I didn't wait for anyone to come and tell me, hey, do this. Hey, open
You
this.
took the initiative to actually start and look.
100%. And that's how Wolf of Bey started.
Okay.
Which, it was your question. I just wanted to be the person I looked for back in 2013. And that's it. And I needed someone to guide me, to tell me like, do this, do that, do this. I didn't find them. It wasn't a thing having an Instagram page and like talking about those topics, especially Lebanon. So I said that one day, I want to do this. And that's how it started.
أنا بس اللي I'm curious about شغلتين. أول شيء كيف لقيت e-commerce؟ هذا أول شيء. كيف لقيت e-commerce؟ وشغلة تانية يعني أنا دايما بقول عن جد يعني أنا I only give props للعالم that عن جد deserve it. لأن أنا I got inspired by you. أنا I did my own drop shipping store.
Amazing.
I did it. It was women's apparel. I sustained it for 6 months وتعلمت كيف استعمل فيسبوك ads وتعلمت شوبيفاي وعلي اكسبرس دروب شيبينج اوبيرلو يعني كل هالخبريات من وولف اوف باي. فأنا thankfully كان عندي you. أنت يعني مين كان فيه؟ قلت لي ما في حدا.
صح.
بس you learned it all on your own. بس هل كان في عندك هالرول موديل هالفيجر؟
Amazing. I'll be honest, my role model was YouTube. It was pure, I give all credits to YouTube لأنه I couldn't afford a single course. I love courses. I love paid courses. I've bought a lot of paid courses throughout my years and days, but back then I couldn't afford it. I really couldn't afford a single course, like not even a $50 course. So I'll tell you one thing. If you're born rich or you come from a rich family and you're actually an entrepreneur, etc., a lot of people say, he's already rich. No. I think being rich or coming from a rich background before you start your entrepreneurship journey, it just makes things faster. But it's not an advantage. It's not any.
أكيد it makes things faster.
Of course.
عندك الكابيتال.
100%.
وبعدين you can acquire
100%.
whatever knowledge. وبعدين.
But I think anyone can reach the same exact goal, whether you start with $1, just like me, or whether you start with a lot of ebooks or with a role model or someone telling you do this, do that. So in my phase, I started all by myself. It was purely on YouTube. And I still remember I used to work in a gift store بالحمراء. I used to work another job as a freelancer mahal. And then I used to go back home after almost 12, 14 hours of work, open my laptop, YouTube, pure YouTube. ولا شيء غير.
Yes, you had a will.
Exactly.
You actually found your way.
100%.
لا.
I was there And one strategy I love to do on YouTube, which I highly advise everyone to do, start with a very broad topic, like e-commerce, e-commerce, and then watch this video, and then branch out from keywords from this video. Like inside the first video, if it tells you when you're opening your e-commerce business, you have to open a fulfillment center. How you have to work with the fulfillment center. As soon as this video ends, go to YouTube and write what is a fulfillment center. Curiosity, and that's it. وأهم شيء implementing what you learn. لأنه I always say the idea, if only watching YouTube videos would help, I would have become an NBA player right now. Because I used to watch basketball videos all day, but it's not. I have to practice them. I have to implement them. And trust me, everyone waiting for capital in order to start their business or to start their journey, it's wrong. I literally started from zero. It's harder. It takes more time. It takes more trial and error. You don't have someone to tell you what's right, what's wrong. But at the end of the day, you can make it happen.
It's the mindset. مثل ما بنحكي كم مرة حكينا قد ايه المايند بدك تحطها براسك. يعني مثل ما قلت يعني في واحد يكون كمان coming from a rich wealthy background whatever it is and بس ما في المايند بده يبلش ستارت ما في مايند ف you have the mindset و انت you tackled a very good point كمان the seed of entrepreneurship is inside. يعني حتى أنا بتذكر when I was in maybe 7th grade, something like that. There was Abercrombie and Fitch, you know, Abercrombie and Fitch. كنت بضاعة ما بعرف لو قلتها بإكزامبل بودكاست قبل ولا لا، بس أنا صرت أنا عم شحن بضاعة من أمريكا وصرت عم بيعهم لرفقاتي هون. فكانت هيك هالسيد بس you need to nourish it, you need to continue. بس في سؤال أنت بركي ما بعتيد you tackled it. ليه نقيت e-commerce?
Exactly. So I started as a freelancer in digital marketing. The very first skill I've ever learned was SEO.
Search engine optimization.
Exactly, search engine optimization, and then it was Google Ads. So my third skill was actually Facebook Ads, which I was known for on my page. But it started with SEO. Why SEO? A very short story. When I started being curious about those stuff, I got a call from my brother's friend. He's like older than me 5 years, and he told me he's in Dubai. Or he was in Dubai like by then. He told me, I've seen you on LinkedIn. Interested in digital marketing and sharing digital marketing articles and talking about it. And I have a client which is for someone حدا بيقربه, and he told me that they wanted SEO. And are you able to do that? And do you know about that? I said, yes, man, of course. I swear to God, back then I didn't know Shian SEO. Like the S stands for what, the E stands for what, and the O stands for what. I told him, of course, man, of course I know. Like now, if an SEO specialist on a contracting job, like for example, makes $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, I swear to God, I took the job for $80 because I just needed the actual cash flow I needed to learn. And this way I put myself under pressure. And that's what had happened, man. 3 days non-sleep. I took an off from the gift store that I used to work at. What is SEO? From a video to a video. And then I ran by he's a great coach. His name is Neil Patel. He's amazing. I highly advise you to check his videos. And that's where I learned everything about SEO and then on Google Ads, etc., up until one day I wanted to up my level شوي, and I got a client who had an e-commerce business. And that's where he didn't have time. He had another job. He told me, بديك أنت تستلم everything. It's not only about social media. It's not only about ads. I want you to like run the whole thing. And this was a turning point in my career. And that's where I told him, okay. He told me I'd give you $1,000. And I said no. Although $1,000 was a lot for me back then, a lot for me. And I used to take 4 or 5 clients to make $500. So it was amazing. And I told him no, I wanted to take a percentage, which was only 10%. Although a 10% was $270 based on his previous sales.
Okay.
I said,
what was
yes.
the main reason?
Because I believed in his product so much. I knew, I've seen a lot of ads for other brands making millions of dollars out of it. It was local in Lebanon. So I went there. I swear to God, I've talked about it once on my page, and I showed the screenshot of the first accounting sheet from the first month I handled it. We made $66,000 in sales. Wow. And that's where I looked and I said, it's a pattern. So it's a formula, it's an equation. So if I just take it and change those variables here and there into other industries, into other products, etc., I can make this happen into other products. And that's where he raised my percentage. I became a shareholder with them with almost 20%. It was making me a lot of money, a lot of money. I had more time to get into e-commerce. and that's when I wanted to reinvest my money. I started my own e-commerce brands. But here is where I was aware of e-commerce and the power of e-commerce. Plus انه بلبنان it was still new. يعني من 6 years تقريبا ما كان حدا عنده an e-commerce store. It was only on Facebook and on Instagram. Even them, they only had a Facebook page and an Instagram page. So إذا بدك, I was still new. I was introducing it عندك بلبنان, especially إنه بلبنان, trust me man, before 2019 I've never even thought of selling a single product outside Lebanon. It was one of the best e-commerce economy بشوفها. For a lot of reasons.
هلا سؤال بركي مشان the audience. أكيد Facebook ads و e-commerce super important, still super important and rising. بس إذا حدا بده يبلش e-commerce store, هل أو يتعلم Facebook ads مثلا, هل لازم يفوت بهالطريقة, أو بتعتقد مثلا there's another business for example TikTok, يركز على TikTok قبل Facebook ads يعني, بس which way do you think now at this moment would be a better ways for a beginner?
Amazing. Amazing. So I believe that there are thousands of ways to make money online. Thousands of ways. Through trading, through content creation, through YouTube, through ads, to being a freelancer, e-commerce, opening your business, affiliate marketing, hundreds of thousands of ways, a lot of ways. I believe that e-commerce for me is one of the most scalable businesses and solid business model in which anyone can have or start. It's my opinion, but I believe that you have to do what you really enjoy to do. Like if you don't enjoy e-commerce and this hassle and order fulfilling and ads and taking a risk, في a month ما تعمل a single sale and then a day would cover up your whole costs.
Jump to the next thing.
Exactly. But I believe for me, if you're like, if you can talk in front of a camera, if you don't fear as about the content creation, I believe that content creation for me, from what I see in 2022, is one of the best ways to make money, be entertained, and I think it's much more scalable than any single person can ever think. But again, there are a lot of people who don't like to go in front of the camera. Although I have a friend, his name is Alex Stifler. He has one of the top YouTube channels in the Arab region, almost 2 million followers. How about Beirut? And in his YouTube course, he once said that you can open a YouTube channel without showing your face. Like he had other small YouTube channels in which it wasn't his face. Like for example, 5 places to visit in Beirut, or 5 activities to do here, or top 5 facts. So but I believe content creation for me now in 2022 and moving forward is one of the best money generating ways through the internet, which you can enjoy. E-commerce is still إذا بدك أحلى شيء عندي.
بس هذا هونيك e-commerce يعني حتى بعد يعني البلاتفورمز دائما they're getting used more and more.
It won't ever die. It will be improved.
It's evolving.
Exactly. Of course. It would improve. يعني even I see e-commerce as not a business. It's a business model, or it's an improvement to the experience of shopping. And sooner or later, what I see أكتر ناس يستعملوا ال VR وال AR technologies. Exactly, it will be improved. But in the end of the day, and of course, COVID proved it for everyone that the only surviving businesses in retail were the ones who offered the e-commerce business model, because everyone was at home. Of course. So بالنسبة لي أحلى شيء عندي is still e-commerce and the most scalable. بس أذكى شيء اللي هلا I think is content creation. And if you wanted to start right now, again and again, if you can afford courses, of course courses are great if you know who you're taking with, because it saves you time, and time is a really important factor here. So it saves you time and it teaches you from other people's mistakes. يعني أنا how I see it, to take a course with and that's why I'm a fan of those practical courses, and that's why if you've seen any of my previous courses, they like a lot of people بفضلون أكتر من أساتذة الجامعة in university.
You're actually doing something.
I did it. Exactly. I personally failed.
هيدا الحلو اللي انت كمان كيف انت you taught the audience, you tell them what to do, they experience it. هلا شو الشطارة بكل واحد يعني الآن أكيد انت you can give هالقد بس بعدين they need to tailor it. They need to develop their own strategy. You need to be curious and creative.
True.
حتى they have to take advantage of the skills they are good at with the
course.
skills they can
Exactly.
improve in order to create a balance. إنه أنا هون شاطر بعمل أنا هون بدي
100%.
مساعدة بعمل. You know جاد لا it's very interesting. وأنت من شوي you mentioned something about like an equation for success in your businesses. You said إنه obviously إذا بدك تنتقل من project لproject في variables حتتغير. Can you mention the variables that will stick with the equation that's evolving from?
Amazing. اللي هي I actually have this equation written in one of my courses, and the best variable, which I think should always be fixed in this equation, is passion. So you have to do what you're passionate about, but you'd never know what you're passionate about unless you try it. And I'll be very honest with you. I think it's the first time I say it now on a podcast. I'm dying to go back on my page. I'm dying to go back on my page.
Inshallah, we're all dying for you. We are all dying for you to go back on your page.
I do crypto, NFTs on daily basis. I do e-commerce. I run my like 3 of my businesses, etc., etc. I have a lot of side investments, but there's not a single thing that drives me to wake up 5-6 a.m. other than my page. And a lot of people think that I'm taking a break from my page. I tell them that literally the moment my page gets back, I will be back on the page. لأنه I can't wait. It was one of the most things I was ever passionate about, which is content creation. So I think passion is what should always be there. What should always be there, of course.
بس لزيد على الشيء أنا I know how much you love to help people. I've seen it with my own eyes. How you go, you put yourself out there. وحتى بتروح على events where بيعزموك, you don't know them, and you help them. You like to help people, and especially you like to help the Lebanese community.
A lot.
I know how much you love Lebanon and how much you have faith and how much you would love to go back and to be there every single day.
True.
بس عندي أنا this curiosity أنا it's so difficult. Although you did it, it's difficult to strive in Lebanon. خاصة not just sustain it.
100%.
But what is in Lebanon ما في شيء. Economy, the people's money were stolen. How do you still have this for Lebanon? عرفت كيف? Although like everything that happened,
100%.
you still want to go back.
100%.
How?
It's the people. It's the people. I believe we have one of the most entrepreneurial spirit in any country in the world. Lebanon. And now if you look, there are a lot of successful businesses even in Dubai, man. And it's not an official stat, but I can see that I think more than 60%.
There's entrepreneurs everywhere.
Exactly.
Lebanese
especially
have this
on
spirit.
and nightlife, will entertainment business, will food business, you can always see ناس من لبنان فيها. I think we have this entrepreneurial spirit بشكل مخيف بلبنان. Then everything happening in Lebanon to a certain extent is an external factor. I don't blame people. هلا أكيد through voting, through elections, we had accountable, but to a certain extent, most of the things happening there are external factors. So أكيد حرام هيدا الشعب. ثلاثة أنا فيك تقول I was based برات لبنان for the last 6 months مش أكتر. Up until then فيني أقول لك إنه it was still you can still do it out of Lebanon because at least you have to start from somewhere. In the end of the day عندك حل من حلين. أنا everything I face in life I just I write down options, and that's what happened with me in 2013. It was either like working a job or in a firm for 50 سنة and close my family's debt, or I do something about it. ما عندي حل ثالث. I can't wait. I can't wait. And that's what happened. أنا بلبنان إنه خي العالم راحوا مصرياتهم راحوا هيك ما عنا كهرباء ما عنا هيك. Okay, I can either start in a harder way, in a more expensive way, in a much more hectic way.
هي الجامعة وترجع تظهر لبرا وتلاقي الشغل وكذا.
100%. Or you can either start your business حتى بلبنان, which is كتير أصعب. like we all know إنه if you want to at least ship your products من لبنان ل outside لبنان, each package is more than $20. فit cuts your profit margin والدولار على قد ما تبيع.
البيمنت جيت واي فيني اقول لك انا ام امريكان تعرف قد ايه سهل اعمل بيمنت جيت واي بس سترايب واذا شوبيفاي بس بتحط خلص قد ايه مسهلين عليك هونيك. انت بلبنان بدك تفوت 100 برمه ولا
تقدر تفتحها. every single bank بلبنان مان. we talk to every single bank بلبنان ما كان حدا عم بيعمل معنا.
عندك obstacles قد ايه عندك obstacles
a lot, but it's still doable. هيدي it was option one انه you can still do it. start with cash on delivery, start تبيع باللبناني, خفف your profit margins, etc. بتجمع شوية مصاري and then you scale your business outside. Or you can start directly with drop shipping وتصير تقبض بالدولار, etc. Our option B is to wait for someone to magically throw $50,000 on you and for you to start your own business outside. So it's either A or B. B is not going to happen. No one's going to come and help you. No one ever.
So I feel like it's very interesting. Walid, I don't know if you agree with me, بس لأنه Jad, he's like the living proof إنه قد ما يكون حالتك صعبة بالحياة, you can create your own reality, and that's exactly what you did. You know. So my next question is, إنه أنت لما واحد يجي يقول لك إنه thank you Jad, you changed my life, أو thank you بلش يطلع مصاري, وكمان يمكن لأنه أنت you imagine yourself like 5 years ago وإنه أنت كنت بهذ situation. You know, how do you assess it? Is it something that you look forward to other than the money? Like, no, I think we all agree that money is number one, whether we like it or not. It's always like the things we pursue.
I think this is the most fulfilling thing.
You know? Exactly.
Helping out the people.
100%. Each screenshot من هيدي is like a Shopify sale in my e-commerce businesses. يعني أنا عايش on the page. في a lot of times in which I just wanted to stop the page. I know having an online page or a YouTube channel or etc. and being that exposed to people puts you down mentally. And I faced shitload of problems من لما فتحت البيج لحديت اليوم and recently أكتر شيء هلا. So I tell you, the only thing that kept me alive on this page and keep on posting content and creating content every single day are those messages. I had more than 1,500 chats, and mainly all of them are on Instagram, in which people I really don't care if someone thanks me. I just care about seeing, you know, I played a role of 1%. I heard this word from your video, so I tried it and I made money. Man, I know people who have made more than $100,000 because of a video on my page. I know people who make average. I know people who are still in school, man. I swear to God, I won't say their name هلا in case إني مش حابين, but I swear to God, I know people بعدهم بالمدرسة لليوم. يعني عندي هلا 3 automatically فيني أتذكرهم. They make more than $5,000 to $6,000 هن هلا بلبنان just because في حدا منهم into trading, في حدا منهم into drop shipping, into business. Exactly.
Especially in who he mentioned, and he wanted to be the person who he never had while growing up. So was it like, did it happen إنه أنت قلت براسك okay, I want to be the person I didn't have while growing up, so بلشت تعمل هيك
100%.
you got rewarded, أو was it vice versa إنه أنت لا شفت مثلا أول شخص for example وليد إجا قال لك هيك, you liked the feeling, you pursued it more and more, وصارت إنه one of your main priorities. How did it happen exactly? When did you start developing this feeling إنه لا, my customer satisfaction comes first?
100%. Like أنا أول شيء it started in COVID. I opened my page in COVID 2019 يعني فب 2019 sorry. And that's where I started it. I just want to share information. I just want to share stuff that I really feel that they're valuable. I don't want أضحك على العالم بقى. I don't want to go and tell them if you want to succeed, you have to wake up 5 a.m. and take a right decision. No. يعني as soon, I really hope by the time هيدي episode gets published, my page is back so that people can see all the 300, 400 posts اللي هلا archived I'm not being able to unarchive, and can see the way I teach people, practical, the way I wanted to teach. لا, instead of saying hey خلاص روح افتح your own business, no, I show you how to open your own business. Exactly. And I have one video on YouTube which inshallah I will do another one bad, which teaches you how I started a business in 24 hours. It's not a perfect business, but in 24 hours it's amazing. The whole idea of this video is not for you to open it in 24 hours, it's for you to see how easy it is to open a business وبلبنان. So إذا بدك, it started by I was just sharing photos. أول 3-4 أشهر it wasn't ما يعني أنجا I had 200 people on my page up until مثل ما قلت إجاني أول شخص قال لي man, I just shared this, I tried it, it made me more money. I was like no, okay wait, this is working, this is exactly what أنا بالنسبة لي خلص هون خلصت يعني it's what I wanted to be this person for only a person, and that's it. Up until in a 2-year span, a lot of people started recognizing me. I started joining events. So I reached a place where I had 18,000 people on Instagram. And between Slack and Discord and all of the other pages, we almost reached 30,000 unique people. And I've literally had more than 1,500 like a text or a DM from people, probably at least the ones that came back to me and said, you know, I tried this and it worked. ما بحياتي I ever imagined I would reach those numbers on this page. But that's how it started. It started from one person. I still remember his name. His name is John. مش هقول عيلته كمان. He was the very first person to come to me and tell me, I still have it screenshotted, tell me, man, I tried this on my dropshipping business and it worked. And that's what I want to do.
صراحة that's amazing. يعني أنا بس I want to tackle something like أنت قلت your page is down. يعني this showcases قد ايه الواحد يعني حتى بيعمل منيح وبيجرب بيضل في عالم لو شو ما كان they wanna drag you down no apparent reason they wanna keep on dragging you down. ف لهول الهيترز اللي عن جد أنا I don't see why they would do this. شو بتقلن؟
I don't understand why. أنا I really
في شيء
really
بتحس
don't-
أنت عملته مان فأنه
I really don't understand why. I really don't understand
You
why.
try to empathize.
لا وليك I tell you something انه انا از جاد وليك I've heard هيدي الشيء from an old guy من زمان قال لي يا وعن جد حبيتها كثير اللي هي انت از وليد فور اكزامبل انت هلا بتشوف حالك عمريه از شخص عادي and successful حلو etc. اما يمكن تشوفك in the same way the 5 friends around you in the same way بس في عندك thousands of people who see you بغير version منك ان انت هلا في حدا بالعالم who sees that you're shit اكيد ما قصدي شيء
لا
وفي ناس هلا who see you as a liar في ناس who see you as the best guy in the world في ناس who see you generous في ناس who see you greedy so انت as وليد انت 1000 شخص in 1000 شخص عايب
كل واحد بشوفك طريقة
exactly so I tell you with everything I used to do because to a certain extent I started doing courses I said it before that my page is always for free it's always going to stay for free and I used to share more than 80% of my content for free but I had a 20% premium content which started بعد بشي almost a year and a half on my page because a lot of people started يقولوا لي of course it's not wrong of course
بالعكس
بس لأنه في كتير ناس صاروا يقولوا لي إنه خيي I want you كي تقعد معنا for like 6-hour course etc and to explain everything in detail but of course I can't do that for free because I have to waive like out a lot of time from my businesses etc 100% and I had the most selling course بتاريخ لبنان so the same course for 4 months and it was 4 rounds we topped 1,600 sales so 1,600 students
That's crazy man.
so out of those 1,600 students من يلي حكيوني رجعوا في أكثر من 500 شخص who tried and it worked بس yes بذات الوقت I've heard it من more than 10 people إنه حكينا عن الناس إنه مان هيدا عم بيضحك علينا he's a liar he's a scammer I tried his course and it didn't work out and I would assure you that you barely tried أنجا 5% اثنين my course it doesn't guarantee
ماشي
any
exactly
it's not how it works man it's not يعني هلا فيك تجيب أغلى course in the world
وتطبقه مثل ما هو
I bought a course once of $5,000 من a guru in the States. He teaches marketing. And 95% of what he was teaching, I know them. I already know them and I already practice them because I already have my own businesses.
But it's consuming this knowledge over.
Just one sentence, I didn't know it. It changed the entire revenue model of my business. So انت عم تشتري كورس من عندي او من حدا غيري يعني انا هلا I stopped courses بس it's not يعني it's not that you're buying something وautomatically أنا هنامها فيه هطبق الكورس رح أعمل a lot of money.
مش هيك.
It makes up 5%. It flagships where you need to start and that's it.
أكيد.
So
بعدين they need to execute.
Exactly. لا وبلس إنه هو ذاته هيدا الكورس في ناس عم بيعملوا أكتر من $10,000 per month. بذات الوقت في ناس عم بيعملوا 2,000 3,000 وفي ناس مش عم بيعملوا شيء. Which shows إنه it's not about the course, it's about the person himself. قد ايه بده يحط energy قد ايه بده يحط everything. أنا I couldn't afford a single course back then. And how I see it is that I made it in this world أو in this field. So yeah. Which brings us back to not that إنه في a lot of haters etc. Yes, I do. يعني even when you do good, a lot of people, especially unfortunately هاي بشوفها كتير بلبنان من السياسية ونزول the blame game. Everyone loves to blame them.
ما تحطوا الحق يعني طلعوا في بحالكم أول شيء
100%.
طلعوا بحق يعني again أنت عم تعطي كورس بالعكس you should be grateful إنه في حدا عم بيعطيكم الانفورميشن بالآخر نجح الكورس قطع يعني نجح your company زبطت ولا لا مش الحق جاد مش الحق اللي عمل الكورس
although each one who used to come back to me and talk I swear to God man يعني the least I give them back is go on the phone with them or on a Zoom link for like 2-3 hours and answering every question they have. هولي أكيد ما عندي مشكلة معهم إنه أكيد في ناس يمكن منها فين everything. But there's a lot of people, unfortunately I see this in Lebanon, that just love to talk about other people and playing the blame game. Man, أصغر example بتشوفها and I believe this accumulates to almost 90% of why هلا بلبنان هون صرنا. هلا افتح آخر شيء after الانتخابات كل الأحزاب all of them كل واحد صار يطلع يقول هنغير هالمنظومة بيجي بيطلع التاني هنغير هالمنظومة. Each one said the same exact thing. All of them were a part of it. So everyone was blaming the other. because it's the easiest and laziest way to get out of your own mistakes. And that's what I tell you. I love to be held accountable for anything. But it brings me back to your question. Yes, أكيد في haters. في a lot of people who just hate for no reason, for absolutely no reason. A lot of people only see me on the screen and see, he has an amazing life. He's always smiling. I'll tell you, no, I have one of the toughest life ever.
انا اكيد يعني حتى انت بتقول لي يعني
Yes.
وشفتك يعني هذيك المره ظهرنا وشفتك يعني I see how tired, how much effort you put in for this to succeed, you know, like I see him يعني and this something maybe that like maybe everyone that puts in the effort you put, you know, because I know you put a lot of effort. بتنام بركي 3-4 ساعات بالنهار يعني I know this is unhealthy. يعني هيدا بركي
It is of course it's
يعني العالم اللي بيعملوا هالشي ولحالك انه هالشي لازم تزبطه شوي بركي
of course
long term خاصة it's يعني لازم تنتبه آخر شيء على صحتك.
True of course. أنا I say it out loud that one of يعني من أكتر القصص الغلط wrong اللي I do in my life is my healthy lifestyle. It's shit. Because of my work, and I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to prepare a healthy meal, etc. I am aware of that. I know it's wrong. Of course, I really hope and sooner or later I will be able to change that. But أكيد, I don't want anyone to be influenced by the way I work or during my lifestyle. And to a certain extent, I was forced to do that. Like back then, if I slept more than 3-4 hours per day, I would lose my jobs. At the gift store, etc. So I had no choice to be able to pay rent and bring food on the table. But again, it's wrong. It's very, very, very wrong. It really affects you mentally. I've had a lot of breakdowns, a lot of mental breakdowns and physical breakdowns, which I wish I can solve easily. But as you mentioned, man, this is something people should really take care of. It's not about the money at all. I discovered this at a later stage. Trust me, a healthy lifestyle is what's important.
Is it one of your goals that you've written down?
Of course,
this year?
I wrote them down. I'll add for this year. Yes, for 2022. I said it also on my Instagram page that 2022 is where I automate a little bit of my businesses, etc. to find more time. Unfortunately, it's June, like we're in the middle of the year. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that right now, but hopefully I will have time this year to complete it.
يعني بس to take a moment يعني جاد beautiful يعني اللي عم نحكي كتير حلو من قطع الوقت وبعد في لا بعدنا حنحكي بس عم قول بعد في so many topics يعني أنا في بالي عن جد اللي عن جد tackled so many things. The next big topic very well known يعني اللي هو NFTs, Metapreneurs. يعني أكيد eCommerce is a huge part of his life. It's still part of his life. I'm sure it added lots of value. بس قصة Metapreneurs. أول سؤال بدي أسألك إياه Metapreneurs وكمان شوي Wolf of Bey. لاتنيناتهم شو الامبيشن لاتنيناتهم شو بدك توصل باتنيناتهم. Metapreneurs was sold out. Amazing يعني
Thank you so much.
achievement that you did. It's not
Thank
easy.
Thank you so much.
Wolf of Bey كمان إن شاء الله it will come back next month. اتنيناتهم شو الامبيشن اللي عم تحاول توصل.
I love this question. أول شيء for Wolf of Bey we've inspired we spread awareness to almost 30,000 people بلبنان. My goal is to make it 100,000 people. If we changed 1,000 plus people's life, I want to change 20,000 people's plus life. How? I need to triple my effort. I need to get more creative on my content. I need to at least come back first. And that's my goal for Wolf of Bey. I don't have any personal interest for me as an, she هيفيدني from Wolf of Bey. My goal يعني it's like a business and you have like a monthly goal, a quarterly goal, etc.
Short term and long term.
My goal on the short term and long term for Wolf of Bey is just to inspire more people and to change more people's life. This is it. As for Metapreneurs, for the people who don't know, Metapreneurs is an NFT collection which revolves around entrepreneurship. And I try to keep it short, but our goal at Metapreneurs, besides introducing our trying to be the first and the most advanced entrepreneurs community in Web3, our goal is to try and find how to group almost 6,000 entrepreneurs. I know we almost have 6,000 holders into one place, who the people who are starting would learn from the people who made it, and the people who made it will be able to share and connect and network with other people. It's like the ultimate goal.
Exactly.
And we have a huge roadmap, which we're almost 50% done with it. هلا في عنا تاني 50%, and then we're off to roadmap 2, 3, 4. Who knows قد بعد. But if you read our roadmap, everything revolves around entrepreneurship. يعني so far, it's been sold out for almost 5 months. We've shared over 40 hours of value talks, of courses, over, I think, 25 ebooks. There's a lot of events in which MP holders were able to join. Our Diamond Whales were able to join VCon for free and Superverse for free here in Dubai. So everything rotates around entrepreneurship. Our goal is just to create this active entrepreneurial community in Web2 and in Web3. How do we aim to do it? Actually, through our roadmap. In Web3, we already bought land so that it can be the infrastructure to be able to build over it on decentral land.
100%.
And we have started our portal, our Web3 portal, which was also the prerequisite to be able to help our holders be engaged and be educated about Web3. So في a lot of plans for Metapreneurs. Our plans, like إذا بدك, they go under a lot of pillars. One is to fulfill our promises and to fulfill our roadmap, is to always bring the best deals for Metapreneurs. Our holders, we have one of the smartest holders in the space, but any deal, any opportunity, we can get them because we are as a direct contact. We speak in the name of the project. I would always look for what's best for this project and for this community. 3 is to position the word Metapreneurs, because we kind of already have this name and it's legally ours. Our goal is to position it as a leading entrepreneur brand in the space. And finally, which is something, even if it's out of our control, but indirectly we can always influence it, is the floor price. As we know, almost 95%, unfortunately, or almost 95% of the whole NFT space right now is are flippers, exactly. which isn't that good for the space on the long run. But to a certain extent, they have like all what they care about is the floor price. It's out of our control, is about like directly. But even though we have almost board meetings every 3 days at Metapreneurs, besides daily meetings and daily tasks, because it's one of the concerns that a small part of this, like a group or community, actually want to see rising. So أكيد, why not? If we can make it happen, we make it happen.
I think it's very interesting كيف عم بيحكي إنه عن Metapreneurs, so it's obvious إنه you have your goals and ambitions set for the short and long term. But just for the audience, I just want to know أول شيء بس إنه كرمال يعرف our audience إنه coming up with an NFT project is very challenging. I don't want to say hard because you can overcome it, of course, but it's very challenging. How did you come up with the right team? You know,
amazing.
To help you.
Okay.
You know, it's hard. I know sometimes it takes a lot of time, you know, to find the right team, to find the right guys that are proactive, that are like they want this to work.
Amazing.
So can you please guide us through this like process of choosing the members, from designer,
of course,
marketer?
Of course, I'll try my best to make it as short as possible. But it started again, which I think is the highlight of this talk. اللي هي curiosity. So I knew about NFTs هديك الصيفية in 2021. I was first introduced into NFTs through Gary Vaynerchuk, also known as Gary V, when he was starting VFriends Series 1. And that's where, I started hearing about NFTs. I used to know about crypto. I was a crypto investor back then, but I wasn't really into NFTs. And then I was like, it sounds interesting. And then I saw something into NFTs, which I believe if I wanted to explain chain NFTs, I would explain it in this way. It's a digital asset. It has a lot of meanings. It has a lot of reasons on why it's bought. But one of the ways which أنا عن جد حبيتها is it gives you accessibility and exclusivity to a certain topic or a certain group or a certain, it's like buying a ticket to have access into a weekly meeting with a community or to join a group or community. And that's where I thought, طب أنا على Wolf of Bey, I've been trying to do this for the past 2 years. طب I can do this on a bigger stage or scale, be able to bring more value, be able to work with an international group and community, and using a new technology, which is NFTs. And that's where it started. So I talked with my co-founder, his name is Roberto Asaili, and that's where عن جد it started. يعني اثنيناتنا, I'll be honest, we used to invest, but we weren't in a place where عن جد we know how to start a project. So we had to learn throughout the way. And that's where خلاص, like we started our team. We had Rami Alemi, he was our legal advisor, لأنه أكيد everything should start legal. He did an amazing job on that. We had Ahmed Daitani, he was a designer. But again, like example, يعني مثلا Ahmed, it was his first NFT project, but he was a great artist. He is a great artist.
He had
exactly.
an amazing background.
But no one had a previous experience by a previous NFT project because we were first movers.
بس يعرفوا الأودينس إنه أنت كمان فتت NFT. It was a new word for you, so you had to learn.
Exactly.
You know,
of course.
You had to learn.
Of course.
You say it.
أخذ ريسك.
Exactly. 100%. يعني like I don't take credits لألي, but I give credits for the whole team at Metapreneurs and the whole holders, whole community. You know, you guys it's بدك paved the way بلبنان for over 30 projects هلا starting. Like again, it's not like we're taking credits. No. يعني at the end of the day, it was very hard for us to do it. It was risky, etc., etc. But I know even بأيام e-commerce that a lot of people wait to see others if they succeed or they try to learn from them, which I'm highly with. So أنا حسيت إنه I was able إذا بدك from a financial perspective, from a time perspective, from an ability perspective to إذا بدك to take this risk and see even if it was a vague road, and I learned throughout the way. وليك بقول لك في كتير أغلاط صارت at Metapreneurs, a lot of things. Of course, 100%. And we're still learning. بس the only thing الغير إنه we يعني especially the Metapreneurs team, because it was huge in the region. We were able to catch the eyes of a lot of great people in this space.
First movers مثل ما قلت.
100%. So هلا we have a lot of more connections and networks and إذا بدك abilities to even take this project to a much higher place. Hopefully after we go, يعني هلا I can't spoil it a lot, but we're working on 4 parallel things inside Metapreneurs.
هيدا لأن أنا عمل NFT وأنا عندي 3. تعرف يعني فأنا I'm looking forward.
100%.
ما بعرف إذا فيك لنا sneak peek هون كذا أو no spoilers.
I can't get into details
Not
here,
too much details.
but I will tell you one thing, that the team is actively working هلا on 4 parallel projects under Metapreneurs. It's not an NFT project, يعني it's a part of the roadmap that would really help in scaling this brand. Everything should launch in parallel with the upcoming uptrend market, bull market exactly. لأنه هلا it's a bear market. يعني whatever you do, whatever you make,
exactly.
هتكون to a certain extent.
يعني exactly. وأنا هون I want to tackle قصة الفلور برايس. يعني أنا يعني I don't believe يعني العالم have to buy NFTs ليقلبوها. يعني it's not the point of NFTs. بالنسبة لي هول اللي عم بيوطوا اصلا الفلور برايس، هن العالم اللي عم تعمل هيك هي اللي عم بتوطي الفلور برايس. هذا اول شيء. واللي عم تعملها so volatile. يعني انا if I want to buy an NFT, it's exactly what you said, being part of exclusivity.
100%.
انا ما بعت Metapreneurs، انا جبتها وهذا لان انا I know the resources that I'm gonna get out of it. This is what I want. هلا if I'm done with the resources, I no longer need it, خلص I'll go ahead and sell it at
100%.
whatever price it is. يعني آخر النهار at least I made use of the value that I bought it for. Because I know I'm working on TikTok ads. يعني في resources على Discord Metapreneurs وين فيك تقرأ عن التيك ads.
100%.
You can benefit yourself if you're really seeking it. هلا في عالم بيقولوا NFTs are a scam.
True.
يعني ما بعرف ليه بيقولوا NFTs are a scam. The thing is هن الطريقة اللي بيشوفوها. يعني أنه هي عملوا illusion للعالم أنه NFT is an added value, but it's actually not. Maybe this is the way they perceive it. But I think NFTs, there's a whole it's a whole industry
100%.
where you can use it. فيك تستعملها بالFNB،
100%.
فيك تستعملها بالريل استيت، فيك تستعملها بالهوتيل سيرفيسز.
وغير هيك وليد كان عم بيقول انه اول شيء ال NFT is like a ticket to somewhere.
ticket لconcerts.
ما هذا بدي اسالك ايه، do you think down the road بصير مثلا if you hold an NFT
هلا already عم
for a
نشوف
restaurant or
هلا in the States في a lot of sports teams and baseball rugby in which if you buy their NFT هيطلع لك access على the whole season, a premium هيدا seat or something. So yes, of course I do. I like it's the easiest way to prove something. يعني
it's digitally proven.
Exactly.
بعدين منا ورقة بقى.
100%. يعني it's the easiest way to have access. It's the easiest way to prove ownership على شيء. So yeah, هلا بس why do people call it a scam? I don't understand them. أول شيء I have this quote which I live by. اللي هي the rich gets richer because the poor thinks every opportunity is a scam.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
a lot, and when I say poor, I don't mean poor as بدك financially. Poor mindset.
mindset.
The poor people with their mindset will always see any opportunity as a scam up until they come and ask you how to do it. So because they just don't want to believe, because it's how they're programmed. And we saw the same exact thing in the internet. I wasn't born, but in 1995, that's
كله كان يقول scam.
exactly it's a scam. It's a scam. It's
كان
only
بيصير بامازون I think
100%.
بتذكر في واحدة كمان ما بعرف لو مارك زاكربيرج ولا مين كان عم بيحكي، بس anyway it's a very famous guy, one of the rich ones. كانوا عم بيقولوا له انه كان عم بيقول انه ايه فيك تسمع الكومنتيتور تبع الماتش على الانترنت، عارف كيف؟
قالوا انه فيها ماشي على الراديو. I think it was Bill Gates. اذا ماني غلطان it was Bill Gates.
على القد عرفت انه
100%.
فالاخوان صار هيدا هو
100%. And then it started at Web 1 اللي هي it was just blogs and people said انه هي use case, and then came social media and then people said انه it's a scam. People I don't know
ليه بدي انزل صورة في كلب.
Exactly. And then came e-commerce in which people started saying انه انا هاشتري شيء without seeing it. هلا you can ask anyone. إذا مش أكتر من 90% of what they buy is online, and the first time they see it and touch it is when it arrives home after they pay for it. So yes, it goes back to this main quote. هلا unfortunately بال NFTs like again and again a lot of people يعني أنا هلا I can name you 20-30 e-commerce stores which أخذوا orders كتير and قفلوا وراحوا.
خلص they made their money and went.
اللي هي إذا بدك إنه it's an e-commerce structure.
So is e-commerce a scam?
No, exactly. E-commerce is not a scam. Of course it's not. But in NFT space, because it's still early, it's still very volatile. بعدك like if you want to spread awareness and to كيف بدي لك إياه onboard the right people in an industry, it takes time. In crypto, man, it's been for almost 11 years, and بعده لهلا I don't think we have the right adoption for the right people. بعده like I'm not sure يعني أكيد من الأرقام، بس إنه إذا بدي أخذ small stats from 100 people I know, almost 95 or 98% of them are just there to make more money out of it, which is not wrong. But it's not the main use case of
it.
Exactly. زي الشيء بال NFTs هلا it's marketed as like even at Metapreneurs يعني our floor price went من 0.1 as 0.41, which is almost times 4 in like a week.
بس هلا الماركت هي.
Of course. ليش؟ Because the people onboarded were the wrong people who weren't aligned with our vision. هلا أكثر من half of them are حرام. يعني and they're doing an amazing job with it. But again and again, the whole NFT space right now, because it's still volatile, because it's still early, it opens a huge chance. ليش؟ لأنه أنت if you want to go in and you need to scam, أكيد scam happens if I scam you or I scam you. يعني في scammer وفي حدا هو will get scammed. So أنت if you're still early in the space بعدك ما كتير عندك awareness. So يعني أنا عن جد بستغرب كيف بعده لهلا في ناس who press on links. Man, I know people who own board apes.
بتعرف قد ايه بيجيك لينكس
Exactly.
ما لازم تكبس القصص.
Because it's still early. وبعض العالم لهلا عم يستغلوا هذا الشيء. يعني ما في عالم who has NFTs I know them like worth millions of dollars. وبعضهم لهلا على قد they get scammed. So I believe NFTs of course are not a scam. Their main initial use case of course is not a scam. But how the awareness is being spread to it
exactly that's how
is in the wrong way. Hopefully at Metapreneurs we can be a part of spreading the right awareness throughout the years.
Like Jad, I'm an NFT believer. I think actually no, I know it's gonna be the future. But first I want to ask you, do you know the fool's theory? Have you ever heard of it?
Fool's theory?
Yeah, fool's theory. So basically, fool's theory in simple terms is when you buy like a product or a service, and your only goal from buying this product or service is to sell it to the next fool. And this fool will sell it to the next fool just for the sake and no khalas. For example, that's translated to NFTs. So you basically buy something on the floor price, for example. Your only goal is to sell it, بس كرمال 0.1 or 0.2,
okay.
You know? Do you think that's like one of the main pillars in why people think it's a scam? إنه أنا بس بدي اشتريها لبيعها، especially إنه تعال نحكي more إنه of a stereotype أو حدا اللي ما بيعرف عن NFTs وبشوف إنه إيه أنت you're buying it بعدين flipping it. إنه في كتير من أصحابي كمان they think إنه لا إنه أنا ليه بدي أشتري board ape؟ إنه ليه بدي أشتري صورة I can screenshot it. Can you elaborate more إنه what's the difference between owning something digitally and having the social validation او بس سكرين شوتنج او
100% of course. Like هعطيك a very small example. I have a friend who bought an NFT من كام يوم for almost 2 ETH. هلا it's I think إذا ماني غلطان قبل ما جيت I saw it, it was almost 16 or 17 ETH in a couple of days. So هون صرنا عم نحكي تقريبا they profit over $20,000. So قال لي I'd never sell it حتى لو صارت 1,000 ETH. ليش؟ because he joined because of its roadmap. Exactly.
يعني هو يعني هيدي المشكله بالان اف تيز، يعني هول الفولز ثيري اللي
Yes.
انت عم تحكي عنها، that's اللي بتضرب الماركت.
100%.
العالم that are applying this false
100%.
theory.
And that's exactly يلي I loved about my friend. انه قال لي انا قبل ما اشتريها I didn't see it trending on Twitter or see. قال لي I went, I read their website, I read the value inside it. أنا فتت دفعت 2.5 ETH for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm waiting for them, and that's it. I'm just waiting for this. And Jad, he showed me that the value, at least inside their Discord group, is insane. It's much worse than a day he paid. So hone, it brings us back to your aim or goal behind owning this digital asset. So am I buying it to make use of its use case and and what they promise and their roadmap? Or did I buy it like, man, في يعني ليك يعني أنا هلا إذا بلاقي an NFT, like أنا I love food I even like كتير بحب to cook and it runs in the family and now if I find an NFT
his next big move حتكون بالطبخ.
so هلا if I find an NFT project in which it gives me access to مثلا for example being
giving you the tools,
exactly,
the ingredients,
to be a part
the recipes,
of a community 100% in which we all learn, we all share. هيطلع لي every week airdrops of recipes except I would buy it وإن شاء الله يصير حقق $1 million. I wouldn't sell it. Exactly, and that's the whole idea of it. هلا أكيد ما كتير هفوت بالtechnical part because I don't call myself an expert on the يعني tech part in DeFi and decentralized finance etc. 100%. بس في a lot of things يعني in which people can see, even I can see up until now on how it would change it. يعني هلا لحتى عن جد صرنا نحس كريبتو أو decentralized finance how it's changing the whole world. يعني أصغر example man إذا بدك تحول $50,000 for an investment or whatever it is, قد بدك تحط عليها؟ how many approvals بدك وقد بدها وقت؟
هتهلكنا.
I've tried it. شيء
ما أنا كمان exactly
شيء بيقرف man.
شيء هلاكونا. يعني بدي أنا أبعت مثلا عم بشتغل مع واحد in India, he's helping me out with some editing. يا عمي لا تبعت له أول شيء ما فيك تبعت له.
100%.
بدي أجيب واحد هندي يكون nationality تاعيته لأقدر أبعت له. هلا definitely there's some cons لازم نطلع عليهم أنه it should be maybe a bit regulated مشان anti-fraud, anti-terrorism وعارف شو هالخبريات. بس أنه the basic decentralized part of it is what makes it so
100%. لا والtransfer and money
ثواني.
Exactly, and it's still a part of this impact in this industry. وليك about قصة تبييض الأموال and fraud بعده up until today بال 2022 the biggest room for money laundering in the world is the bank. It records the highest number of this fraud system with up to $300 million in 2021 or 2020. So how is it like that?
Okay.
Exactly.
So هاي مام بس the whole idea.
بس مشان كريبتو.
Of course.
نعطي شوية insights زيادة. بعرف you have some consultants, some experts that always provide you with insights and data. For the next 6 months to a year, العالم اللي عندهم holding crypto ما بدي يكون كتير
of course
بس نقدر نوصل الفكرة. إذا عالم هلا holding crypto بيبيعوها هلا they hold it up until نص السنة آخر السنة وبيرجعوا بيبيعوها بيضلوا ماسكينها لبعد 5 سنين. إذا عندك شوي insights يقدر يستفيدوا.
100%. أول شيء it's not a financial advice.
financial advice. هو تعود على financial advice at all. يعني كل واحد يتحمل مسؤولية his actions.
يعني أنا هلا إذا بيجي بقول لك
أنت عم تحاول تساعدهم
100%. يعني هلا if I tell you go and put $10,000 into Cardano example, it will be $1 million in the next 24 hours and you go do it and it goes to zero, you are the only one who gets blamed. It's that simple. بس الفكرة انه اول شيء انت عندك two types of investors هلا in crypto. عندك the ones that are buying for the long run مثل انا, واثنين people who day trade. هلا for the like day traders I can't tell you anything. I'm not a day trader. But if you zoom out on the long term, in the end of the day it's the demand supply. and the adoption is increasing month by month, year by year. I do believe that inside or in between the line في a lot of manipulation, في a lot of external information and news that would impact the crypto market, especially إنه هلا the whole world economy isn't doing well. There's not a single stock that is doing well. The only thing is oil. يلي is doing like even gold who everyone like thought إنه هلا during the war in Russia it's gonna be أقوى شيء. It's down. So the whole world economy isn't doing well, and I don't think it would do well up until the end of 2023. Kaman. It's based on some insights and based on a couple of consultants which I actively talk to. Hala, I would give you hala shali, if you don't need this money right now and you're investing on the long run, no financial advice. It can go to zero any day.
Exactly.
But I believe everything is gonna go up back because this isn't the goal of crypto, and the goal of crypto is still getting started. So it needs a lot of time. A year, 2 years, 3 years, everything's gonna go back up. This is my personal opinion, and it's not a financial advice. بس هيك يعني. هيك I'm sharing it معك امبارح اللي هي a consultant of mine. I won't say his name. بس he told me that إنه what we are about to come to هلا during this هيدي الصيف is a tough bloody bear market. It would regulate شوي after September, and then bit 2023 is gonna go back down. أكيد معقول يصير completely عكس بس that's
educated like
exactly
هيدا اللي انت سمعته
100%
ولا تساعد العالم
بالخبر
100% and like as a personal opinion, it's what I would do because I'm paying this guy and I trust him. He's been with me like for the past 2 years. He consults me on all of my crypto investments, and that's what I would follow right now. بس إنه أكيد معقول يصير completely عكسه.
لا again it's not a financial advice.
Of course.
ليش 10
رسمي إجباري لأنه في ناس بيدروك على الدائرة بس take like to throw fun and that's it.
Jad, but speaking of crypto, do you think crypto and NFTs have like an inverse relationship? لأن أنت بتعرف أوقات لما يوتا كريبتو عالم شو بتعمل تشتري أكتر NFTs. Take into consideration إنه هي بالإيث mainly على OpenSea.
100%.
Do you believe إنه لما يعلى كريبتو بيوتا NFTs أو لما يعلى NFTs بيوتا كريبتو لأن العالم بتخاف بدها دايما مصرياتها عم تتحرك دايما بدهم يفتشوا على شيء
100%.
Can you tell me
هلا
more?
unfortunately we don't have a lot of historical charts to be able to إنه أثبت لك إنه in the last 5 years in the last 6 years or 7 years هيك عم بصير in this relationship. بس إنه if you think about it, if we're not in a bloody bear market and people don't want to take their like all of their cash out and ملك هي الفكرة إنه a lot of people عادة خيي أنا إذا بيع board ape now with a 20 ETH profit, if I take it and withdraw my money into cash, this is what's dangerous على space. But if I withdraw it and keep it in my MetaMask wallet to invest in other things, like my dollars are still inside the space. فهون بدك تفكر in which market انت هلا, and you have to look to the external factors. يعني اذا بتطلع مثلا قبل almost in Jan and Feb, even when an NFT امرار يعني if Ethereum goes down, يعني اذا بتلاحظ اكثر مره زاد اسعار ال NFTs لانه I was in the market like day by day هالسنه is between Jan, Feb, March. Although Ethereum went down from 4,200 down to 2000 وشي.
وNFTs كمان نزلوا؟
No, NFTs peaked. يعني it was the highest numbers. ليه? Because new people were being onboarded. So in cash value, it was cheaper for them to enter. لأنه أنت بدك تشتري Ethereum in order to buy NFTs. 100%. بس اللي صار هلا آخر شيء, with everything happening, with the Fed tightening, with what's happening with Bitcoin, with what's happening with the war between Russia and Ukraine, between the whole world economy, unfortunately, both are going down, which is a clear indicator. No, people want to withdraw their money into cash لأنه they're scared. There's a lot of fear in the market, and هيفضلوا إنه to keep their money aside, which I totally understand. And no, again, man, the whole world economy isn't doing well right now, and inshallah لا, but I don't think it would get any أحسن anytime soon.
يعني it needs time. We are going through a very tough phase in all markets. Jad, يعني I think you provided amazing
Thank you so
insights
much, man.
اليوم.
Thank you so much.
أنا بس بعد بركي سؤال إلك. بلشنا e-commerce NFTs. What's the next big move?
Oof, okay. Amazing.
أنا بدي إياها
Of course, of course.
No.
ليك هفتصل لك إياها كثير. أول شيء at Wolf of Bey brand يعني أكيد as soon as my page is back I will go back to content creation, intense content creation on Instagram and on YouTube. I promise to be as active as I can. بس it's going to be يعني already عندي أفكار during this time اللي هي والpage كانت مسكرة. I came up with a lot of ideas.
Amazing.
A lot of ideas. So فيك تقول value واللي creativity is almost times 100 from what you used to see.
Nice.
أكيد.
Nice.
Then for my part in the NFT and the crypto investments, I'll be honest, هلا اخذ شوي break as Jad into investing. هلا شوي eyed on the side. But when it comes to Metapreneurs, قول شغله بس انه اذا بلبنان كله and almost a big part of the region هون يعني هون in Dubai man, whoever I see I tell them Metapreneurs الكل بيعرفها.
أكيد.
I will tell you شغله انه by the end of the year the whole world is going to know about Metapreneurs. ولا she will stop us. ولا she will stop us. We have huge plans. Trust me, I wish I can
wish you the best of luck, Jad.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
نحن أكيدين من هالشيء.
Thank you man.
قبل ما أعطي الفلور
course.
لماهر جاد، عن جد أنا كتير انبسطت اليوم وبتشكرك كتير كنت معنا. يعني again I said it in the beginning, I'll say it again one more time. يعني أنا I just مش thank you لأنك جيت. Thank you for inspiring me and so many others
Thank you so
into
much.
going into this entrepreneurship route that's really a very fulfilling and you know you can reach so much with it. So thanks for
100%.
everything man.
100%.
ماهر I'll leave it to you man.
اكيد انا بس بدي اقول شيء للاودينس انه اتس ويرد لانه هيدي مش اول conversation مع جاد، هي اول انكاونتر كانت مع جاد و I really had a pleasure.
Thank you so much
speaking
man.
with you.
Same here. Same here.
I hope we'll see you around soon.
Of course.
Again,
for sure.
You are amazing as usual.
Thank you
Keep
so much.
inspiring others.
For
Keep
sure.
pushing forward.
And guys, follow Wolf of Bey. Like
Yeah,
whoever
Wolf of
doesn't
Bey.
follow, as he said,
Vishal.
you do not want
Hook
to
him
miss
with the
out.
tag.
The tag.
With the tag.
Wolf of Bey.
Yes.
Follow him. Amazing content. You do not want to miss out.
100%. Even guys, if you check on the day in which this episode is going to be released, inshallah, if my page is only a bunch of pics for me, I was forced by Facebook to take out any business post, and I have over 300 posts archived. ما عم بقدر ارجع اجيبهم. So I hope by then يكونوا all of my posts are back and I'm back, because you really don't want to miss what's coming soon. And thank you so much.
As usual.
As usual. Go ahead. I leave it to you.
Always have.
Have a higher take on life.
100%.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Jado. Habibi. Amin.